You know, I heard he was voted to have the best hair in the state.
Well, I don't quite remember what his hair looks like, but that sounds.
I heard he used to hold the title.
That's a heavy title. There's a lot of weight to that title.
Best hair isn't nearly as hard as like.
Is this
best fits? No, this
okay,
is it.
We're in there. We're in there. Okay,
we'll lock in. We've got NateBug01, local Cryptid and Puff player versus the aforementioned Brawlhalla dev Taza.
Yeah, you've really got like a sun versus moon, you know, light versus inherent dark situation here.
Taza only wants to move forward, and Nate worships the old ways.
Indeed, Nate is okay. Well, before I get too far into my character descriptions, I'll try to decipher what the heck we have got going on here, because this is a matchup that not many people are very well versed in.
No, I'd say they've played enough. They're probably on the 10 count by now.
Yeah, these two, however, have done this enough times where they've kind of, you know, got a bit of a meta in between them.
Taza always talks about his Panko practice. Like, he doesn't have NateBug practice, but he schedules little sessions with Panko.
And that'll do the trick. I mean, right there, doing a really good job of just, like, playing the ground when Nate's in the air. Just kind of, like, dash dancing and just waiting for him to come into an area where he can just instant up air, call out his landing. Nate, however, is probably going to get this free edge guard. DK's recovery can be tricky, but
he was a bit more trigger happy with the punch than I expected.
Yeah.
Like I was. It's fine that.
That was amazing. The little charge to make Nate feel safe, and then immediately cancels the charge with a short hop up air. Really nice way to stay.
Are you on the 9-wine?
Oh yeah. No, I'm familiar. I'm familiar.
Yeah. Well, you'll stop your charge just before the smoke appears, just to let them know what's up.
It looks like he's got a full charge DK punch right now, which at that percent is going to do the trick.
He doesn't have one now, but he's got one.
Oh yeah.
Actually.
Oh, he went ahead and loaded it back up.
He actually found another. He looked on the ground.
Yeah, so far it's going. Ooh, just as I was about to say, it's going well for Taza. Very unfortunate air dodge, which is not what you want to see happen against a Puff as tricky as Nate.
Okay, now for a second, Taza is doing his Puff impression.
Yeah, indeed. We're having a bit of a mirror match here.
Oh,
Nate's deciding to face forward and
okay, and that's good because you know that there aren't really any throw confirms. You have to hope to just catch DK's fat body just near you.
Indeed. And Taza going in for a big breast punish, but unfortunately missing the L cancel on the stomp is going to lead you with. Oh, this is looking like another rest, and looks like Nate thought the same thing, and we both thought wrong. Landing on the tech, top plat's going to save.
You weren't wrong because it did look like one.
Yeah.
It just wasn't.
Yeah, it was like it kept on having opportunities to rest in the midair, and then it started turning into like you have to rest the tech now. And he kind of tried to skip that and get it before he teched.
Yeah, now you have to watch that tech.
But yeah, like I was saying earlier, it's like after that air dodge, it's just not something you want to happen against a player like Nate who can just like turn your stock into past tense at any given moment through such underhanded and devious means.
Through methods unseen.
Indeed.
Unseen by any normal man.
So that kind of played out how I was afraid it would after the unfortunate SD, but I think Taza, if they just slow their roll a little bit, I think we could be in there.
He's making a lot on the tech chase, looks like here.
Okay, yeah, so he was telling us about this earlier. Down throw on Puff. So he was saying it's a 50-50. It's either a tech chase if they DI out, or if they DI in, you can get follow-up with up air chain.
If they DI in, you can also get like the dash regrab.
Indeed, yeah. On the tech chase also, like. So that's gonna be something he's gonna be going for at lower percents. Like, oh, interesting. So I think he tried to read like a double jump back, like escape away. Luckily for Taza, every missed rest
is
above
like
20% is
that's a free DK rest.
Exactly. It's kind of like Puff Dittos when you miss a rest and you're like, oh, now I'm gonna get rested.
It's not nearly as crazy because the rest will just kill you.
Yeah,
you know?
At any percent. This is kind of like, you know, you got to be a little bit less trigger happy once you get to.
Like the Puff Ditto is you both have the op and you're staring down the hall, but DK's like, I have a pistol, like it'll work.
Like if you miss that op shot, I'm gonna put six. Yeah, like six headshots.
If I'm behind you with it, it works.
So this is gonna be another free edge guard. This is just Puff just really good at just making the DK edge guard simple. Whereas a lot of characters have to really overcomplicate things to make it work. Oh,
yeah,
wow.
I feel like Puff makes a lot of edge guards.
Bit of a bear off here. Yeah, Puff is just kind of big edge guarder. So yeah, this is kind of just poke wars right now. Just
okay, see, Taza stop being Puff for a second. You have to keep.
Yeah.
This all happened as a result of him stopping the Puff impersonation.
That is true. He went in. He tried to have some gusto. He tried to have some. Tried to, you know, let off some testosterone.
See, now the guise has come off. Now he's just like the gorilla you thought he was. For a second.
It was DK trying to, you know, be slick. Oh,
okay.
There's the...
Finally getting that regrab we were talking about.
I saw the opportunity for the second regrab on the tech chase, but unfortunately kind of pulls the trigger on a second place read.
Okay, bear off. Oop. Exactly, big dog.
I love these little just charges on the swing, on the DK punch. Just kind of like... It kind of puts the onus on Nate to have to go in.
It's the same vibe as like when F and Silver started like playing Pango and started getting a little charge every second. It's like, why not? Like you
use every moment.
You should put that in the pocket.
The more charge shots, like it's kind of like a very like hero shooter way to think about it, but it's like you want to use that as many times as you can. Yeah, like that is your best weapon.
Like it's the cloud meter. It's everything. Like you should be min-maxing how often you can move come out.
Like you know, if you finish the game, no matter what happens in the game, like if you get off, you know, 8 charge shots or 8 donkey punches or whatever, like you're better off than if you only got off 5 or 6 or 4.
If 8 donkeys appear.
Well, that would be a little OP.
That's a reasonable amount of donkeys.
I mean, for a game that maxes out at 4 people on the stage, I think that'd be pretty.
Well, no, I meant for a farm, but.
Oh, okay, yeah, no, that's perfectly reasonable.
In the game, there's no limit to how many donkeys you can have.
Well, I think the limit is 0. There are, well, I guess Donkey Kong is not even a donkey.
But his name is Donkey, so he counts.
This is okay. We got to get back into the game because my brain is gonna start exploding right now.
Taza's still keeping the bears up. Like his plan is working.
Yeah, I think this counter pick was just very wise on his part. I know a lot of characters do counter pick Puff to FD, but really taking advantage of the spacing.
You just hope the options regarding the platforms are better. Like you're banking on not getting RTC'd off the plats.
Wow.
But that means you're also banking on getting sharped.
That's true.
Like if Taza can get launched by Nate, it will be a couple hits.
Goes for the swing. And I thought it was actually really interesting at the beginning of this stock. Like I was saying, Taza been charging up to kind of like force Nate to want to approach while he is, you know, winding up his strongest move. At the beginning of the stock, Nate just stood there and waited. And I was like, honestly, like, you got this.
Ooh. See, now Nate's all aggy about it.
That was really nice. Kind of, okay, because the thing is, every time you see Taza winding up his arm, what does he do? He cancels it when Nate's close and then goes for another option. That time, doing the DK punch straight out of the charge, completely catching him off guard. I think it was a really smart decision.
Nate's still banking on that drift in, hoping he wouldn't do that. Like it was all just a strong RPS.
And this, yeah, like each hit just counts so much in this matchup that those little mix-ups at the crucial moments are really going to just be everything, honestly.
Okay, bear off?
Or rather, that's going to be every, you know, climactic situation. We're going to have a lot of these, like, little bear jousts where we're just, oh, that is unfortunate. Oh, not even, did he even get full charge there? I haven't been seeing him do the 9 charge.
No, he hasn't. I think that's usually his game plan for foxes.
So I think that it would make sense if he didn't, because I think it's good that you just get the max damage.
Like, you just want to hit the fox.
Yeah. Oh, okay, so I think right there.
That was an up air tech chase angle.
I mean,
Taza was hoping.
In my brain, this might be like expecting too much premonition, but if he just short hop did it backwards, and he just air dodged through it, because I've seen Nate do that air dodge a few times on these down throws. So I think maybe an air dodge read
and now
might just be in order.
Oh! Just jumped up and threw it at it.
That was pretty ballistic, I'm not gonna lie. That was brutal.
Nate's moving a bit too predictably then.
Perhaps, yeah. I mean, that covered a lot of space. It wasn't entirely unsafe.
It was about the whole plat, like all space around that.
And Nate kind of was playing that plat.
Nate was still at the one jump height too. Like hadn't actually gotten the air to break that.
There should be a free recovery or a free edge guard rather. This is a good little set. This is not what many people would think of as a an exciting match. Oh, don't double pound. Don't double pound into the center. It looks like it didn't work out too bad.
You're worried this is how Dreamland's going too.
It's true. Oh, that was okay. I'm gonna be honest. That wasn't a good sign.
That was way too ambitious.
Yeah, that DK was very high up there.
Okay, that's the bug though. That's like the Nate bug. Like when you start resting.
But it's like the Nate bug is like when they all hit.
No, Nate. It's not about the points. Nate's on old ball.
That's true. That's true. We talked about this earlier.
It's about shooters shooting. it's about going for it.
You miss 100% of the shots you don't take. But sometimes if you're Puff, you take a shot, and then you're asleep for like 7 seconds afterward, and DK gonna do whatever he wants to do.
Look, no one ever posed that part of it to Kobe.
It's true. I mean, I suppose basketball works slightly differently from Melee. Oh, wow. Just being super upfront and direct at random timings. And it's just really catching Nate off guard.
There aren't any earnest approach mix-ups coming out from NateBug.
Yeah, I feel like it's
like
kind of all...
Like we see Taza Bear a couple times, and every time we see Nate engage with it, and it usually just ends up with Nate getting Bear.
Yeah, I feel like he's kind of trying to play like the micro situation or the micro situation game, like trying to win like the smaller interactions. I feel like he needs to be thinking about like a more macro game plan.
It feels like a false Dreamland pick. Like Nate is not utilizing all of the space. Like Taza is more in the air than Nate is at some of these points. That's true. Like Taza is on the top plat.
I mean, to be fair, also if you think about it, like Taza, like DK has a lot more maneuverability on this stage. Like obviously Puff can, a million jumps and get anywhere, but like as far as getting point A, point B quickly, like DK's kind of got that on this stage. I like that drift in and then come back out with the Bear.
I like that Taza just held out on all of them.
Yeah.
Like wasn't prone to any chances on it.
Yeah. I'm not getting hit by the triple.
Not trying to counter hit at all. Very savvy.
Oh my God. Okay. So
just turned around and did it.
Yeah.
In the alley.
Nate saw him in the alley doing something sketchy. He said, "What are you doing?" He said, "I'll show you right now."
Yeah, it's like last thing
I'll show you exactly what I'm doing.
You see a flash. You hear a sound. Sirens coming. It was always Taza.
That was actually crazy. Just turns around and gives it to him. So I got you something.
I like the.
Oh.
Okay, look.
That was a good set, though.
Regardless of the situation, I like the change in stage.
Yeah. No. Oh no. Definitely. I think this is a much better pick for Nate here. And I did like that rest. That just must have been like an ECB thing, or maybe it was a second too late.
But it was shot.
Unfortunately, but at low enough percent where he doesn't have to pay the ultimate price for it. Dare there. I think he could have used the invincibility from the ledge to at least get like a nair.
That could have been like a back hit of nair angle for sure.
Yeah, like a reverse nair, something quick. Yeah, Taza is the type of player where if you give him that drill, he is going to start SDIing up and
he will simply air dodge and land on the stage. Now you got Taza again.
We got Nate, 69%. The stars are aligned in his favor. Okay.
Stars are aligned for Taza.
I guess so. Yeah, hitting him with that one frame up B.
We're tech chasing. That's the 50-50, and it looks
good.
There it is. A quick 30 for the tech chase was nice.
And this is the type of matchup where 30-40% is a lot.
This is already kill percent.
Oh yeah.
Like that.
Oh yeah.
We all knew.
The F smash likely accidental. I imagine he went in for like a running short hop fair or something.
Stop the motion before he wanted to.
That recovery is so hard to edge guard. Like if they are starting their up B close to stage, like the drift on it is just.
He's allowed to keep ripping these charged punches.
Oh yeah.
Like
They're hard to, I mean, with the amount of range it has, like if you back out of it, you're not going to be able to get back in to punish it.
Okay, but that's just what Nate wanted. Nate was begging for Taza to shield, but there just aren't a lot of situations where Nate's able to capitalize on that.
Yeah, it's like he is putting up his shield, but acting out of it so quickly.
And there aren't any throw combos.
Yeah, you can get a throw, and that'll get Taza off stage.
Yeah, like you want DK to shield to hope that you can probably shield poke and get a drill. Maybe up smash after.
Yeah.
But just grabbing DK, not a lot of money there.
Yeah, it's not going to net you all that much. I know what Taza was saying earlier is that if Puff gets a grab on DK, that up throw is going to never net you anything because DK is too heavy, whereas instead you're going to want a down throw and get like a platform tech chase.
Yeah, and you see some success with the down throw. It won't always happen, but
yeah,
he said nothing will come from the up throw.
It's interesting because both of these characters have down throws that are usually useless in most matchups, and both of them are primarily going to be using their down throws against each other.
Puff just cannot lift the weight.
Oh.
Okay, pure Puff ditto right now.
Okay. Nate finding some footing here. Does a nice little three-piece. Kind of holding on to this lead. Taking advantage of that. Holding center stage.
All these small lines. You have no idea what strength it'll be at.
Yeah. These charge punches are also just really making them pay off, and that's the last thing you want when you're playing against a DK. Oh! No,
that was an inspired attempt to hit the
really
run
interesting idea. I mean, it's like obvious. Like he knew he wasn't going to get the hard hit of up B, but he was going to collect some multi hits of the up B and rack up some percent.
He seemed to be hoping he'd get a good snap to ledge after they clashed, and then maybe bear from there.
Yeah, it would at least rack up. I think if you get 3 or 4 hits of that up B, you're getting like good 20-30%.
And then you're dropping your Puff bears from ledge. Puff's already below you.
Indeed. In a good spot, but in the end, Nate does what he does best and finds a rest out of nowhere. Starting off with the okay, that could have been a jab reset.
The early pound always comes out.
Because I'm pretty sure when Puff jab resets, you don't get the opportunity to tech away, do you?
No.
So that really could have been
rest.
Oh, so close to getting the double bear, just not quite.
And we're on that easy edge guard.
Yeah. I mean, still credit to Nate for like kind of knowing he's like kind of reading his drift there. When DK can hover above the stage like that, it's kind of tricky to know whether they're going all in or all out, but he kind of reads that he's about to change drift to go back in and going to be stationary for a second.
And it's not as cut and dry as like the Falcon drift where you rise up and you have to cut at the apex.
Yeah.
Like DK's got a couple options as far as like the apex.
It's a little different. And the actual drift, like at the end, is just way more extreme.
And you're realizing Puff doesn't actually like move that fast if the mix-up happens. Like once you've broken the ankles of the Puff player, you just get to get down.
Yeah. Little reverse bear. Nothing too crazy happening right now at all. It's just super. Oh, that is a nice big reminder to not pound in neutral. Doesn't kill, but Taza saying, please do not do that again.
The next time it's your hand.
Next time is not going to be sweet. You see this steam coming out of my noggin? You know what that means. You know from the last game.
I really don't know what that means. Like it means I should leave the room, probably.
If I were Puff, but at the same time, due to the nature of Super Smash Brothers, if you leave the room, you lose. You leave the room 4 times, actually, you lose.
Yeah, you actually just reappear in the room when you exit. It's a bit disorienting.
Yeah, it's not usually how that works, but. Yeah, the match has just slowed down so much in the last.
The Puff Ditto trades aren't good when you're at the higher percent.
Oh, what an up air though! Jeez.
You call it Taza SDIing upwards. It's good
so
read.
Taza, just going really high just to like avoid getting like hit in a way that would make it hard to get back to stage. Nate just pops him up off the top.
And when he's going that high up, there's not enough drift to actually get away from the puff aerial.
Yeah.
Like, so there's enough time for Nate to punish with up air.
And up air does have some like pretty wide range.
Yeah, you can't get away from the arc if you're DIing that far
Oh
up.
my god. Yeah, these juggles from Nate are just making it so hard for Taza to even get down. The game had slowed down so much on this game 5, just out of both players really trying to, lock in and, just kind of play it safe, try to get a lead and keep it. Nate ended up being the one who's running away with it after Taza looking, honestly, really nice this whole set.
No need to rush it, right?
Apparently. These guys don't look like they got nowhere to be.
Well, I mean, if you win, the only place you need to be is the stage, right?
That's true. That's true.
You might as well not even leave.
That does seem to be the goal. Nate doing a slightly better job of it at the moment. Really, ooh. Hail Mary F smash. I kind of like the idea, but it just didn't have quite enough reach.
It seems like he's trying to get out the F smash sometimes when he's getting, like, the pushback will favor him.
Oh, rough. Okay, Nate actually punishing the charge punch there. I don't know if that was a true punish, but it didn't really look like there was anything Taza could do. Yeah.
Usually Nate wasn't close enough to challenge the actual charge. Like
That's
most
true.
of the time, Taza's been pulling it like Nate is not close enough to hit the punish.
Yeah, kind of like reading like a approach. Taza does not at all look like he intends on going to loser's bracket right now. Ooh, almost.
Nate's intentions are unclear.
You never know. Nate could be like thinking right now like how he's gonna like intentionally lose this set. You really don't know with that guy.
Constantly thinking about Black Butler and anime.
I mean, he's got the Black Butler cosplay on.
Oh yeah, this is the other
guy whose intentions you can't.
This is the other half of the Black Butler outfit.
Indeed, yeah, we saw Leo XOXO earlier with the other half. You can't see it too well. The lighting's not. Okay. This is actually getting kind of crazy though. I need to log in. Taza is putting his suit and tie on and playing this right now.
He's actually glancing at the door to the room right now. Like he's thinking about leaving.
I actually really like that charge shot at 0% attempt. It just would have gotten some good percent, but
not getting to recover high, so Nate's not getting that bear kill.
Nate is just gonna very calmly and quietly keep doing what he's been doing and just tapping the dub. Oh my tech! Oh my goodness!
Look, Nate tried to cover it 3 times with the same move. It was only right for Taza to hit a nice adaptation on that recovery.
It was a really good tech. A lot of people aren't hitting that. But yeah, really incredible set, honestly. Really good stuff from both players. Good stuff to Nate for kind of figuring that one out. And
despite all of Taza's mind games, like all of the change-ups Taza had to offer.
That definitely looked like a real struggle to kind of take control of the momentum, but
it was all stemming from charge punch.
Yeah, I really did like how much of the match kind of centered around that.